Hello, Gaston County. Welcome to the Christmas 2025 episode of Gaston's Great, a podcast highlighting some of the great things happening in and around Gaston County. I'm your host, Stephen Long. We're coming to you once again from the international headquarters of GSM Services. We simply believe in discussing more of the reasons why Gaston's great. We are not highlighting another great organization this week, but we are highlighting a great time of year. And much to the chagrin of Rachel, probably, I have convinced her to record and be on the mic for the Christmas episode. Thank you, Rachel.
Welcome.
And we're recording this on Wednesday, December 17th, and we will to be released on Christmas Day. So we've done this for a few years, and for some reason, I don't know, people have watched and listened, so guess what? We're going to do it again. So we're going to start. I'm going to put Rachel right on the spot to begin this episode. Rachel, when I ask you a question, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Does anything come to mind?
Yes. My favorite Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Wow. That has become a classic, and it's funny.
Yes, it is.
And maybe not for, and some of the comedy's not for kids either, but it's funny.
It is funny.
It's really funny. And I think I can quote most of that movie. If I sat down and watched it, it would annoy you because I would probably quote everything right before it happened.
I don't doubt it.
So my favorite is probably A Christmas Story, which you said you are not sure of.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Or It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-mm.
So anyway, two terrific movies that, in fact, I'll share a quote from one of those here a little bit. So we're going to also start a couple stories to tell, a couple readings. We're also going to start with some of our Christmas trivia. So this is for you, Rachel.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
For some Christmas trivia? This is
yes.
True but little known trivia about Christmas.
Okay.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
First up, what kind of motorcycle does Santa ride? What kind of motorcycle does Santa ride?
I didn't know they were going to be jokes.
A Harley Davidson.
That's funny.
Okay.
That's funny. That's okay.
You really didn't know it was going to be
no,
jokes
I
for
thought
me?
you
thought
were
it was really going to be?
Yeah. I thought we were going to compete.
Whew. What did Adam say on December 25th?
Oh, I know this one.
Okay.
It's Christmas Eve.
Well, you have to pause, but yes.
It's Christmas
Eve. Okay, that's good. Wow, that's good, Rachel. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, so our first reading we're going to do this year is the classic Twas the Night Before Christmas. Now, last year we did Twas the Night Before Christmas in Gaston County. If you want to hear that, please go back to, I think it was episode number 146, actually, was Christmas of 2024. So if you want to hear that, please do that. But we're going to read the classic original poem, Twas the Night Before Christmas. So are you ready, Rachel?
Yes.
All right, here it goes. I'll try not to mess this up. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the dawn of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Oh, wow, that was very good. Good timing. Good timing on that one. I didn't get any womp-womps on those jokes, though.
No.
All right, you ready for a couple more Christmas trivia?
Yes.
You
See
sure?
if I know any of them.
Okay. Here's a good one. What happened to the man who stole the Advent calendar? What happened to the man who stole the Advent calendar?
I don't know that one.
He got 25 days.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, boy. All right. What weather forecast did Mrs. Claus give Santa? What weather forecast did Mrs. Claus give Santa, Rachel?
I could not tell you.
It's going to rain, dear.
That one was.
Okay, yeah. We're moving right along here. I hope you were enjoying this on your drive or run or just sitting around your office or Christmas morning. You can share this with your family on Christmas morning. So the next thing that we have done, probably the last 2 Christmases, we're going to read one of my favorite books of all time, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Surely you're familiar with How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yes.
And you've seen the cartoon, the original cartoon, not
Yes.
the new movies. The original, like old cartoon.
Like the old one they
like the
used
30-minute
the
one.
people? Oh no.
Rachel, you've got to look that up. That's better
No.
than.
Is it animated?
Yes, that's
No,
better
I
than the
haven't
2 new
seen that one.
movies. That's better than the movie with Jim Carrey, and it's even better than their most recent animated one, in my opinion, The Grinch.
The Jim Carrey one is the one that I've seen. I haven't seen the
Yeah,
the
that
most
one's
newest one.
that one's a little over the top for me personally, but so I like the original, where Boris Karloff is the narrator, and then The Grinch, the new one, is it Illumination? Maybe is the. Anyway,
I'm not sure.
I would encourage you to go look that one up. Okay. That's what this is based directly on the book.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Make sure I'm got good audio here. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Here's a reading of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early, they'd rush for their toys. And then all the noise, noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise. Then the Who's young and old would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Whos would start singing. They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked, what a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, "Get up," and the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, "This is stop number 1, said the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two, then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue. Where the little Who stockings all hung in a row, these stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. Then he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here. And his fib fooled the child, then he patted her head, and he got her a drink and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was 1:15 dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up at the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's, he was Grinchiously humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming, it came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. Have you ever read that before?
I feel like I have when I was a kid, but I've just seen the movie.
You ever heard anybody read it before out loud?
Mm-mm.
So this was like the best day of your life so far then?
Yeah.
Hearing that read out loud?
But I like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. Oh, he's terrific. Absolutely terrific. And we've read that one and many more to our kids every year. All right. Last round of Christmas trivia.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
You sure?
Yep.
All right. So let's see. It's a tough one here. What do you get when you combine a Christmas tree with an iPad? What do you get when you combine a Christmas tree with an iPad?
Steven, these are good. I don't know.
That would be a pineapple.
Oh.
Get it?
Great.
See,
Pineapple, pine.
Christmas trees might be pine related and,
iPad is Apple
product. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to explain these,
No, yeah, you do, because I wouldn't have.
This is a good one. You probably won't know this one. What is the Grinch's least favorite band? What is the Grinch's least favorite band?
I feel like I've heard this on the...
People my age will know this one in a heartbeat without me even saying it. The Who.
That's funny.
Oh, goodness. All right. We want to do one more?
Sure.
All right. Let's see. Gosh. I'll finish with this one. That's pretty good. What do you call an obnoxious reindeer, Rachel? What do you call an obnoxious reindeer?
I've heard all of these and I forget the answers.
Well, some of these are on our own hold.
I know. That's why I know them.
Okay.
But I forget the answers. I don't know.
So, what do you call an obnoxious reindeer? That would be rude off.
Yep.
Get it?
Yep.
All right. See, rude, if you put an E on there, it's part of. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you, Stephen.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could be here to explain these. All right, I'm going to do a couple quick quotes, and we're going to finish this episode up. I told Rachel she wouldn't have to endure this very long. So if you follow me at all on social media, one thing I do once a week is share some type of quote or thought for the week. And the last 3 weeks of the year, I share the same ones every year. So this week was first. Next week will be the week of Christmas will be the second one. But there are 2 quotes I love to share around the Christmas season. The first one is from the movie It's a Wonderful Life and Clarence the Guardian Angel. If you're not familiar with the movie It's a Wonderful Life, I would encourage you to go check it out. It's a great story of, redemption and significance, and it talks about how significant our lives are and the impact that we make on people. Sometimes we don't even know it. But Clarence the Guardian Angel was talking to George Bailey, the main character, and he told him, "Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. He leaves an awful hole when he's not around, doesn't he?" So the point there is we don't realize the impact sometimes we're making, positive, negative, or whatever the case, but we do make an impact, and it's super important. And I'm getting ready to reread a quote from the book we just read at the near the end of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. But when the Grinch realizes that maybe Christmas is a little more than the commercialized, what it's become, and why the Who's were not, they were not sad when he had taken everything. But, the Grinch thought, maybe Christmas, the Grinch thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. Right, Rachel?
Yes.
All right. Last thing, we're going to finish this one up. Another one of my all-time favorite Christmas, TV shows is Charlie Brown Christmas. In the very end, and I'm going to set this up real quick. Shirley, you've seen a Charlie Brown Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not sure where you can watch those now. Probably on some streaming service or something, maybe Apple Plus or something. But anyway, so near the end, there's a monologue that Linus gives, after Charlie Brown's a little frustrated because he can't seem to find out what Christmas is all about. And, he he went and pulled this pathetic Christmas tree out. It's leaning over with one ornament on it. I mean, it's quite funny. And Charlie Brown says, "I guess you were right, Linus. I shouldn't have picked this little tree," said Charlie Brown. "Everything I do turns into a disaster. I guess I don't really know what Christmas is all about. Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?" And Linus responds, "Sure, Charlie Brown, I can tell you what Christmas is all about," said Linus. "Lights, please." "And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round them, and they were sure afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men." When he finished with the last line, Linus turned to the audience. "That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown." So I love finishing our Christmas episode every year with that short reading because for me, that is what Christmas is all about. It's also just a good time of year for us to be thankful, a time between Thanksgiving and the New Year. I've said more than once, I wish we could keep that feeling the entire year. There seems to be a little more grace for each other. Everybody seems to be a little nicer for the most part. So just keep that. Maybe we can work to keep that feeling for the rest of the year. So I'm not going to have the big ending and paragraph or everything that I read at the end, but from everybody here at GSM Services in Gaston's Great, and on behalf of our producer, Rachel Cowart,
Yes.
we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and please be on the lookout for new episodes probably coming sometime in February. But like I mentioned on the last episode, we're going to take a little break. But as always, thanks again for hanging out with us, and please come back in 2026 to hear more reasons why Gaston's great.